If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
Come on, people.
If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
Calvin Cocoa Pop.
If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
Welcome, Baloney Nation.
Jim Deezy.
And the big guy, bringing it to you live.
You're back in the house, man.
Well, we're taking the necessary precautions. We've sanitized. We've wiped our hands down. I actually used this mask. I'd like to give a shout out to Abigail, our design specialist. We are making enough money now to bring in a design specialist to make us these Talkin Baloney face masks. Oh, yeah. We're the real deal, folks. The only ones brave enough to bring it to you. Just like this live in studio.
That's right.
So shout out to Ab. Great job on the masks. Man, they're hot. Woo.
A little hot with the studio lights on.
A little hot with the studio lights on and the winter hat. And I'm going to have to cut a hole in it because I can't drink my coffee. But thank you again.
It's the small details.
Yeah. So how you doing, big guy?
Doing good,
Yeah.
Surviving quarantine. Doing the usual.
Yeah. Eating good?
Oh, I made a killer PB&J sandwich today.
I think I saw a photo of that. It was pretty...
Oh, triple decker. That's the key.
At least that thick, folks. That thick.
Oh, yeah. You got to have 2 layers of peanut butter, 1 layer of jelly.
Oh.
So it's the perfect
What kind of jelly you like?
Ooh, I do grape.
Ooh, see, I'm a strawberry guy.
Are you?
Yeah. Grape's okay, but strawberry's where it's at.
Yeah? Marmalade?
I don't
Never.
know. No.
What do we look like? A couple of morons?
Yeah.
If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
I tell you, hey, real quick, we got a new sponsor today.
We have a new sponsor.
Tim Hortons.
What?
Oh, yeah. Tim Hortons.
How much that coffee run you?
It was $2, I think. Hey, $2 for a check from Tim Hortons for... we didn't get a check from Tim Hortons. Who am I trying to kid?
I don't think anyone's buying all these sponsors.
No. Hey, you know what? You can be a sponsor, though. Look at this product placement.
Oh.
Come on.
Who wouldn't want that?
Who doesn't want the Tim Horto cup? I mean, the Tim Horton cup.
So, Jim, we got a big main topic today.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
This is right up your alley, going back to the 80s and classic slasher movies.
Ooh.
A la Freddy Krueger.
Ooh, Freddy Krueger.
Jason
Voorhees.
Michael
Myers. Oh.
So, give me your first impressions of those movies.
Freddy Krueger, I'm going to say right now, innocent man.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did not expect that.
Yep, that's what happens when the town takes matters in their own hands. It doesn't follow the judicial system.
So give us his backstory. What was the cause of
So Freddy Krueger was allegedly...
You're even going as far as allegedly.
I'm going to say allegedly right now. Okay. I think Freddy Krueger was an innocent man that was burned alive. He was, I guess, abusing the kids or the janitor or something at a school.
Okay.
I don't know. I could remember. Maybe don't remember the backstory correctly, but the parents end up finding out, and they say, you know what? We're gonna take matters in our own hands, and we're just gonna talk to him.
So after he was burned alive.
He came back to seek revenge on his good name, and he's now killing all the children in their dreams.
Wow.
Yeah.
So innocent, but then.
Innocent, but you know what? Hey,
took a left turn.
Yeah, eye for an eye kind of a story.
Yeah. So a lot of those movies. How many nightmares?
Let's see.
Name off the
Dream Warrior, Dream Master. Oh my God. There's got to be, 5, 6? There's been a couple remakes. They redid A Nightmare on Elm Street. Listen, I will tell you this right now. Without Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street is just another stupid horror movie remake.
So I think they did one movie without him.
Yeah. And, for all the hype and whatnot, it did not do well, from what I understand, at the box office.
You have your glasses on, so you can probably see this info. But
Nope.
we got the remake was in 2010. That looks like it made good money.
Oh, really?
Worldwide total of 115 million.
All right.
35 million budget.
The old spectacles on if they don't fog right up here. Well, Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, was probably... Wow.
Yeah. So, of course, you have to adjust for inflation. So, even though the first movie made $57 million, that's in 1984 dollars.
I was 10 years old.
Wow.
10 years old.
Kind of young for Freddy Krueger movies.
Yes.
Loved him, though, huh?
Loved him. Loved him.
So, which one's your favorite out of...
I'm a classic guy. I'm going to say Nightmare on Elm Street 1 first.
Yeah.
I'm going to go probably 1, 2, and 3. We're good. A little bit more marketing going into some of the other ones. The Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, not that great. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, not good at all. Freddy vs. Jason was...
Yeah? No good?
No, you either have to be drunk or high to watch that. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if they tried to do that in 3D or not.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, one of those is in 3D, or they attempted to. Trash. Straight trash.
So,
woo, it's hot with these damn things on. Wow.
Can you see anything?
Can't see nothing.
So, we talked about Jason a little there. Well, tell us the Jason backstory.
So, Jason Voorhees is Camp Crystal Lake. He was the boy that drowned in the lake. And the story was that, people were swimming. He came back, he touched their feet or whatever. And listen, Jason Voorhees.
Wait a minute. This sounds like the story of Jaws. He touched their feet?
Well, some people might have said they felt somebody grab their feet or something while they were swimming.
So he's also innocent? Is that what you're getting?
Nah, Jason Voorhees definitely, yeah, he's definitely, he's a slime ball. Listen, I will say this when it comes to Friday the 13th movies. You go to these camps.
Yeah.
It's always somebody having sex that dies. Guaranteed.
Well, they know their target audience when they make these.
I'll never understand it. Every time you watch one of those movies, if someone's having sex, they're dead. It's the next one to die.
And it's shortly after the shirt comes off, right?
Pretty much, yeah. They wait until the female shirt comes off.
Yeah.
And then it's death. Usually something that goes through both of them. It's usually after the fact. Somebody's getting up to go to the shower. Then they're dead in the shower. Oh.
So looking at this, we got 12 movies with a 13th on its way at some point.
Oh, my.
How can you do Friday the 13th and not have a 13th movie?
Oh, yeah. So part 1, part 2, part 3, they were good.
I believe part 3 is the only one that Jason isn't in.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, I have read the Wikipedia page in detail before.
Before Wikipedia is where it's at. That should be the basic information for all of society.
It kind of is.
Yes.
You joke about it, but
Jason Takes Manhattan was trash. Jason Voorhees Goes to Manhattan. Like, tell us something we already don't know.
That's one of the few I remember really well.
Let's just say Jason's not the only person running around Manhattan with a mask on killing people.
Yeah, just kind of blended in.
Yeah. And now with the whole COVID-19, everybody's got a mask on. You give them a machete, they're Jason Voorhees.
So what's interesting here is you have the fourth one was the final chapter. And then the ninth one was the final Friday. And neither one of those were actually the last chapter or the final movie.
Jason X, I think, wasn't that Jason in space?
Yeah.
Absolute garbage.
Now, you look at the box office, nothing really jumps out as doing all that well until Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, you put two of the icons in there, and it was still corny as all hell, but I don't know. I just don't understand it. All right. Camp Crystal Lake, other than maybe one or two of the movies, they had kids in it like they were actually there working.
Right. Camp life goes on. There's no stopping it.
little more story building would have went a long way with Friday the 13th for me.
It does. As someone who's not a huge fan of the movies, it does seem kind of redundant. I feel like some of the other movies, like the Freddy movies, had a little more advancement.
A little bit more story to it than, we get it. Friday the 13th, we need new camp counselors this year because they all died last year. So let's hold a job fair.
Yeah.
Let's have it at the camp where everybody died already and tell everybody it's okay. He drowned in the lake again.
Yeah. This time we took care of him. Just everyone, come back. It's going to be a normal summer. Nothing's going to go wrong.
Yeah, no worries. Don't mind the bubbles in the lake. That's not a person. Oh, my gosh.
So the next franchise to talk about, a little kind of like the big three, I would call them, is Halloween.
So Michael Myers, legit, that movie scares the bejesus out of me.
The first one.
Absolutely.
All-time classic, right? Yeah. John Carpenter, like a serious film director.
Yeah, listen, that's one of those movies where you can see that happening in real life.
So it's realistic.
It's very realistic to me.
Okay.
The guy getting shot multiple times, stabbed multiple times, and he just keeps coming. Listen, I'm sorry to say, folks, but if it gets to a point where the guy's still coming at you, you've shot him 9 times, you've stabbed him in one of his eyes, and he's still coming at you, you just need to lay down and die at that point. The rest of us don't need to, we don't need that drama.
So let's take a look at the Halloween franchise. Now, this has been restarted a couple of times.
Uh-huh.
You had the first restart, which was H20, 20 years later.
Wow.
Then they immediately restarted it again with Rob Zombie directing, which was Resurrection.
Real bad.
Or no, that was Halloween, right?
Yeah.
And then they just rebooted it again.
So the Halloween they just redid was great.
You liked it?
I liked the ending to. It made me feel like Jamie Lee Curtis actually had, like, her daughter or her granddaughter could be the next killer.
Right.
Like, it was telling a story. It told why everything's been happening all this time. There was backstory to everything. It was really, really good story. Good story time. Good story to tell your kids at night before they go to sleep.
And what's interesting there is that movie, the 2018 one, ignores every other Halloween movie except the first one.
Yep. Look at the numbers.
Yeah. The box office for Halloween 2018 is $255 million.
Yeah.
And
Insane.
There's 2 additional movies in that series planned. Halloween Kills, which is coming out this year.
Really?
If things go well with the pandemic. And Halloween Ends, which would come out next October.
Ooh. Telling you, it's going to be the granddaughter. Spoiler alert, folks. I know there's millions of you listening to this podcast right now, but spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's going to be the granddaughter.
So looking at these other movies, anything jumps out about some of those Mike Myers movies? Halloween 4 or 5?
The Return of Michael Myers. The Revenge of Michael Myers. The Curse of Michael Myers. Sounds like a damn pirate movie. It says Pirates of the Caribbean. You got a treasure chest?
I think this franchise, more than the other 2, suffered from having like a really good first one and then just followed it up with a bunch of crap for a long time.
We're almost forgetting Child's Play.
Well, there are other franchises.
Yeah.
There's Child's Play, Hellblazer, old Pinhead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Hellraiser guy. The pins in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's other franchises out there. I thought these were like the big 3.
Yeah, they are. I would definitely. Listen,
Problem Child.
Freddy, you got a bad rap, buddy. That's all I'm going to say. Freddy got a bad rap.
You're going down with that ship, huh? Freddy's innocent.
Come at me, Twitter Nation. Baloney talking.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we got 2 special guests on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even a surprise appearance by someone.
Oh, even possibly. How sweet, fresh meat.
Hell yeah. Hello.
Hey, the Butch-Man.
Butch-Man.
Hey, how are you? Coming to you live from the...
Coming to you live.
Coming to you live. How the heck are you? That's right. Yeah.
The Butch-Man's back. The Butch-Man's back. I've got to roar 100 times today.
All right. Yeah. How the heck are you, Butch-Man?
Hey, good. I was just trying to think of some topics to talk about today.
How you doing in this quarantine?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good over here. I'm surviving the quarantine. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. Religion. That's as far as I'll take religion, though.
As you know, the rules of the show are no politics and no religion.
There you go.
So how the heck are you? What's on the agenda? How's things going?
Good. I'm doing good. It's rainy down here in beautiful Elmira, New York.
Elmira, New York?
Yes, Elmira, New York. Yes, it's beautiful and raining like usual here.
Yeah. The abysmal day.
Yes, everybody. It was a pretty quiet night. At least there wasn't usual shootings or anything that I know of so far. But.
Seems to be one every day now.
Yes. They might be fighting over food or who knows what over here.
Yep.
You know. So.
Hey, so we're gonna ask for some input from the Butch-Man today on our hot topic of the day.
Okay, there you go. This will give me something to be constructive with here. So, okay.
All right, it's not the hot topic of the day. It's just a general discussion. But how do you feel about horror movies?
Horror movies? I don't know. I was never really into horror movies. Yeah, I don't know. They seem kind of silly sometimes. I don't know.
Okay, all right. That's a good take.
Yeah.
Good take.
What about like Freddy Krueger and Jason and Michael Myers?
No, Michael Myers. I kind of like Halloween. Halloween's kind of interesting.
Okay, all right. That's a good.
Yes.
You used to watch them when you were a kid, though, right?
Yeah. I still watch Halloween. When that comes on.
So,
yeah, Halloween's a good movie.
I know that the.
How's the music from Halloween go?
Do.
That's right.
I think like get it down. I have to whip out a piano here and start playing for you, but yeah.
As long as you're just whipping out a piano and nothing else.
Hello.
This is a PG show.
I never said that I was just going to whip out a piano. You know the Butch-Man.
He's apt to whip. Yep, he's apt to whip anything out at any given time.
If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
Yeah, if you want a pickle, you got to give them a pickle, right?
No.
I think we turned into the Bob and Tom show, yeah.
Wow.
Hey, that's a good reference. Thank you. We'll take that.
There you go. I like to support, actually, my favorite pickle.
Okay, tell us about your favorite pickle.
Okay, my favorite pickle is a Clausen pickle, the refrigerated pickle. You have to have a Clausen pickle. Maybe they could be a sponsor of the show.
Now, why is the Clausen pickle your favorite pickle?
Because it's nice and cold.
Do you prefer it to be crispy and crunchy?
It's crunchy and crispy and garlicky.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Okay. All right. Sounds
So,
good.
Butch, the last time we talked to you, you wanted to start your own show and do Talkin Kielbasa. What happened with that?
I don't know. Lately I've been getting in the mood of cooking again, and I was thinking about my grill that I have upstairs that I haven't used yet. It's a griddle that I got a couple of years ago, and I was thinking of making some chicken speedies.
Ooh.
I love the chicken speedies.
Yeah.
Talking chicken speedies with the Butch-Man. What's your recipe?
Yes, my recipe is using. Actually, I'll make a shout out to who the heck makes the marinade there. It's made down in Bethel, New York.
Lupos?
Lupos, yes. You gotta give a shout out to Lupos out there in Bethel, New York, over there for making speedy.
Shout out to Lupo's Speedy Sauce.
Yes,
The preferred speedy sauce of the Butch-Man.
Yes. You must marinate it for 24 hours in the refrigerator.
Okay.
And then you cook it on the grill low and slow.
Low and slow.
Low and slow.
Low and slow.
Then low and slow with some nice salt potatoes on the side.
Ooh.
Yeah, and corn on the cob.
Okay. Any particular brand of chicken you prefer over the other?
No, just chicken, as I would say, chicken breast.
Hey, is that Aunt Bea in the background?
Oh, yeah, she's here. We have Aunt Bea live from Mayberry.
Aunt Bea from Mayberry. How the heck are you on this quarantine day?
There you go. Here's Aunt Bea. There you go.
Oh, I'm fine. How are you guys?
We are doing great. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Fine. Absolutely. Yeah. How are you guys?
We're just bringing the nation some happiness, and we heard you're going to talk to us today a little bit about why plants are beneficial to people in quarantine.
Oh, plants are beneficial to anybody.
Okay.
Plants are great for getting rid of chemicals in your house. Chemicals for furniture.
Mm-hmm.
They're green, they're pretty, they look nice in the windows.
Gotcha. Huh.
Make you happy. They've proven that came out of Ohio University.
Okay.
That says that green plants actually make you happy.
Green plants make you happy.
Green plants, they actually did a study. It was a 10-year study. And it said that green plants actually make you happy. And what was the other part of it? And there's certain plants, especially ferns for some reason. Ferns and fig trees seem to be two of the ones that have the best effects on people. But any plant, now you got flowering plants too, is of course African violets, which are, a must in our house, And African violets, of course, bloom. Orchids bloom, peace lilies bloom.
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing like that. And of course, there's a man named. No, this is his actual name. His name is Schwansky, and he does
the Schwansky.
Schwansky.
Oh.
And he actually does. A program on the Create channel about flowers.
Uh-huh.
And everybody that appears on his show, he makes them a flower wreath for their head. Mm. And they say that wearing flowers on your head actually increases your mood and makes you feel good about yourself.
Well, I'm gonna put some flowers on my head today.
And they say, well, when it gets nice, I'll make a wreath for you and Joe. How's it?
That sounds good.
Hey now.
You can wear it on your show. When you're on the video part of it, you can wear it.
All right.
But but they say that you should buy flowers, and then you make a bouquet for yourself, and you buy enough to give a bouquet away, because having the flowers makes you feel good, but it makes you feel twice as good when you give the flowers away. Which comes up to the subject of Mother's Day, which is coming up very shortly.
Oh, and look, we're out of time.
Mother's Day is coming up very shortly.
Mother's Day. So people don't forget, Mother's Day is a really important day, because as much as we josh our mother all the time, we greatly appreciate her still being around and hanging out with us on these Sundays on our podcast.
Well, they say you never miss your mother's birthday, you never miss their anniversary, and you never miss Mother's Day. Mother's Day is one of the biggest celebrations that there is for anything.
Big marketing ploy.
For flowers, for plants, for clothes, for anything.
What's the best plant or flower to give for Mother's Day?
Ooh, good question.
Wait, who does that?
If it wasn't for Mother, she wouldn't be here.
Is that Pops?
That was Pops in the background, folks.
Your father just made a guest appearance over here. He appeared out of the corner of the room, made his statement over here. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Pops.
There you go. Well, actually, all right. It depends on the person's. A lot of mothers for Mother's Day like to get hanging plants for outside because you like to decorate the porches. Or you could get cut flowers are nice, but if you're a really enthusiastic plant person, when you get cut flowers, if you know too much about them, you start to cross-examine them and you find petals that don't look exactly right, or they've been around the florist too long and they're starting to go bad already.
Wow.
So if you know too much about plants, sometimes that can get discouraging.
Yeah.
Well, you put plants for your window boxes. You can get plants to just inside your house. You don't get flowering plants, you get non-flowering plants. Plants are great.
So if somebody was to get their mother a plant for Mother's Day, what kind of plant should they get if they're their favorite son?
A favorite son? Oh, okay. One year there was a son who got me a straw flower plant, which I had never seen before. And that hung out on the porch. It had beautiful straw flowers on it right up until almost October. And a lot of people buy, I get discouraged with some people because they'll buy these hanging baskets that from experience I know aren't going to last them 3 weeks, you know, that they're going to kill it, or that it's not really a good plant for like lasting ability. So, you know, like a lot of people don't even know that, so it wouldn't matter to them anyway, you know.
So what you're saying is I could probably get you a hay bale for Mother's Day, and that would be...
That I would say take it up to your deer. You know? Wait, one more time.
One more time, and I'll be off the air. Remember, James, I don't want to go by your number on TV. But remember one thing, you got a wife who's a mother also, and respect her on Mother's Day.
I will do that.
Hey, your father's pointing his fingers and everything over here.
Listen, I learned from the best. I will take care of her.
The big man on TV, he's got a mother also.
I can hear it making all the way down to Virginia right now.
Yeah. Well, listen, there's
a lot of nice house plants too.
We love you too, Pops.
That flower, you know, which make the house be happy and stuff like that. So a lot of women like vegetables for vegetable plants that they put out in their gardens for Mother's Day too, because then they start their gardens.
So I could probably stop off at the grocery store and get some tomatoes or some peppers.
No, we want things that are going to grow, not things that have already been picked. You know? Yeah, they don't come with roots, the ones in the store, okay?
All right. Well, listen, we are about out of time. So I just want to, listen, we will bring Aunt Bea and the Butch-Man back on the air at some point in the next couple of weeks to follow up with them on the Mother's Day and the holidays coming up. And we as always.
Wait a minute, there's an urgent message coming through here, so hold on a minute.
Here's a shout out. Actually, the name of it is called Lupo's Speedy Sauce.
Lupo Speedy Sauce. All right.
Endicott, New York.
Endicott, New York. All right.
Yes.
Shout out to the Butch-Man and Aunt Bea. We will be talking to them again soon. Stay tuned. Good. We will be back from a little short commercial break to pay the bills.
Yes.
If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
Welcome back, Baloney Nation. When I laugh, I can't see my eyes.
Your eyes are hard to see kind of normally. But...
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
Hang on, we're going to take a...
There you go.
Don't touch the face. All right, well, the mask ain't going back on right, but hey, what's going on?
We're back on Talkin Baloney. We just had a segment with Aunt Bea and the Butch-Man.
Aunt Bea and the Butch-Man, and we had a special guest popped in there, too.
We did.
Good old Pops chimed in from the back corner.
We got to have Pops on for like a full segment sometime.
Pops, we're calling you out now. We need you on for a whole episode.
We want to talk baseball. Baseball cards, collecting, some of the great...
there's a topic that we could really get him roped in on.
What's that?
He is a believer that Pete Rose should be allowed in the Hall of Fame.
The baseball?
Baseball Hall of Fame. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
There might be a disagreement with that one.
He also thinks Pete Rose is better than Babe Ruth.
What?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure I heard him say that. I'm pretty sure. Pops, we want you on here to make your statement.
Yeah, now we definitely have to have him on the show.
Gotta have you on the show, Pops. Gotta have you on the show.
So it's time for Hot Topics.
Hot Topics.
I know how much you love it.
I love
it. So there's a thing going around on Twitter. It's talking about pets, and everyone has a pet, and they give it a name, but then they have, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 other names that they call the pet. So do you ever call your pet by its actual name?
Well,
or do you have a pet name?
We have several pets.
Yeah, you do.
We have 3 cats that we found on the side of the road. They've lived with us ever since. It's been almost two years, I think, something like that. And I call them the 3 Stooges, or the 3 Amigos. They do have names.
So what are their actual names?
We have Robbie, we have Snuggles, and we have... I don't remember the name of the 3rd cat.
Wow. Who came up with these names?
Thelma. Thelma's the 3rd cat. That would be Melly Mellis came up with the names for these cats.
Melly Mellis.
And I like to call them Black Cat, Gray Cat, and Gray Cat with white tip on its tail. Because if you don't name them, you don't get emotionally attached.
So you're trying to not get attached.
These cats are, let's be honest, they're a-holes. They really are.
Wow.
But you know what? They are pretty awesome. I do gotta say they're pretty reckless. They tear things up. One will cuddle you, hence why she's called Cuddles. And Thelma just hates everybody.
Okay.
And then the black cat just likes to whatever you're doing, it's part of. So if you're typing away on a keyboard, it's on the keyboard with you.
Right.
One of those.
So how did we arrive at these names? Thelma. I mean, I think of Thelma and Louise, but that's...
Yeah, you really don't know how we came up with Thelma for that one.
No?
I do know we came up with Black Cat because the cat's black.
Oh!
Hence Black Cat. The Gray Cat and Gray Cat with white tip on its tail because they're twins and they're both gray, and one has a tip of white on its tail.
Okay.
I know, folks. I'm blowing your mind with this stuff right now. This darn mask is falling off my face.
It is. So you also have your big Saint Bernard.
Oh, yeah. We got Jolene.
Sometimes called...
Big Saint Bernard.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought there was...
JoJo. Jolene. Melly Mel's got a lot of nicknames for her.
Right.
But yeah.
So you don't really participate in the nicknames that much?
No, we got Kenny and we got Teddy, our 2 other dogs.
Yeah.
And they're just more of like Teddy and Kenny.
it's just straightforward.
Straightforward. Every once in a while, I do call the one the jerk because he kind of is. And then the other one is like the human urine machine. Like I've seen this dog he can pee 10 times within 5 minutes. And every single time I'm like, where did it all come from?
Wow.
Yeah. It's like he holds it, man. It's like a camel. But for pee.
Wow. So the next topic today is April 26th.
Okay.
It's Alien Day.
Alien.
From the movie series.
Good old Sigourney Weaver.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts about the Alien movies?
I'm more of a Predator guy.
Yeah?
Listen, I get the aliens thing. I understand it. My point is this. You know where the aliens were at. So why do you keep going back there if you know they're there?
It's all about the money.
At least with Predator, they came to us. We had to fight back. They came to us.
That's true.
But with aliens, they were there. Just leave them there. Why keep going back? And if you're on someone else's planet, for future references for you sci-fi folks,
okay.
If you're on another planet and there's alien life on that planet and it's not happy that you're there, you should probably go back home. Just saying. Okay. Let's not engage them. You're on an alien planet. There's probably millions of them, and you go up with a ship with 16 people in it. What do you think's going to happen?
And yeah, the movies though are classics.
They are classics. I do love
the birthing where the alien busted out the stomach That's an all-time classic scene.
You know what? Spaceballs. When the alien pops out the stomach on the counter.
Start singing a song.
Hey, waitress, what did he have? Check, please.
All right.
Oh, good times right there.
So leading, we had a really good conversation today about 80s movies.
Yes, we did.
Next week.
Oh, folks, we got a live one for you next week.
If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
Oh, yeah. Melly Mel's is coming out with one of her blockheads, as they're called in the New Kids on the Block Nation. DJ is going to be making her guest appearance on our show for the first time with Melly Mel's. They're going to come out and defend the New Kids on the Block.
Defend them.
Well, yeah. Obviously, you know.
So what happened is they were scheduled to go on the cruise.
They were scheduled to go on a New Kids on the Block cruise, and because of all the COVID stuff, the cruise was canceled. They are both heartbroken. They are both in a pit of misery right now.
But to brighten their day, the New Kids on the Block are doing a virtual cruise. And my wife was actually baking cookies with Donnie on some virtual thing yesterday, and I gotta say, there's some pretty damn good cookies. Little peanut butter cookies with Hershey Kisses in the middle. So she never bakes nothing like that for me. You involve the New Kids on the Block, and all of a sudden, bam, we got hot cookies like they just came from a bakery. So was this like Donnie's recipe, or
I guess Donnie's recipe or Donnie's mother's recipe? I don't know, one of the. Listen, the cookies were freaking amazing. They were.
Well,
so I guess if she keeps baking,
empty-handed here.
You know, she keeps back. No, I ate a lot of them this morning. I think I had 4 of the cookies for breakfast.
Oh man,
with a half a pot of coffee, and they were pretty damn spanking good.
So we're actually like planning stuff out now because we got that for next week.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks out, folks.
Yeah,
we're bringing the Ant-Man on the show, and he's going to be talking G.I. Joe. Yo, Joe. He fights for freedom wherever there's trouble.
The more you know.
It's half the battle.
And the reason Ant-Man, he's almost like a national expert, or
he's congressionally approved.
Yeah,
to speak G.I. Joe.
He's big time in the
G.I. Joe world.
Yeah.
Let's just say he's
so big, he met Sergeant Slaughter at a G.I. Joe convention.
Sergeant Slaughter put him in a headlock.
Yeah.
It's on my bucket list. I'll never get to have that done.
He can say he's friends with the Sarge.
Yeah, he's friends with the Sarge. Man. He met Marty Jannetty last year.
Why was he there?
I have no idea, but he met Marty Jannetty.
So he kicked him through a window.
He's meeting guys that we'll never meet.
Yeah.
So Ant-Man, bring it, man. We're ready for you.
That's what we got coming up.
Yep.
Big things ahead on Talkin Baloney.
And you blockhead folks, get ready, because it's going to be lively.
Yeah. So you got that to look forward to.
Yeah.
All that coming up.
Shout out to Dunder Mifflin. Woot!
Jimbo Joe's? No?
Jimbo Joe's Coffee coming in 2029.
Wow. Up on board now.
Yeah.
Before the train leaves the station.
Had some problems with paperwork. Got pushed back a couple years.
If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
Bum, bum, bum.
Calvin Cocoa Puff.
Come on, people.
If a customer